These guys inform Westphalia, Czech Republic, Germany. This all set can form Germany. I think Switzerland as well can also. Savoy can form Savoy Piedmont. Oh, yeah, Piedmont. No, something along with Piedmont. These various African nations down here North African nations can form various North African nations. These can form certain other things. The basic premise: people can form countries that are historical, and it's altogether just a really fun game. A lot of zooming in, zooming out to get a real perspective of the stage that we're playing on at the moment. I should find my trade fleet. Trade is a large part of this game. Without trade, you will struggle to make any ducats, which is the currency of which you need a lot of to sustain yourself. Let me just make a C template for 5 ships. Let's call it 1. Save. Just makes it easier for me to make things. Sorry, I'm pressing buttons on Twitch. Pressing buttons on Twitch, trying to find out how to do something. Yeah. No. Oh well. Well. So yeah, the beginning of the game, up to about 1510, is quite slow. A lot of things can happen at that time. The King of Burgundy can die, which means Austria inherits this land here, and France gains some territory. Castile can get what's called a personal union over Aragon to form Spain diplomatically, or they can take them militarily. Let me just check their relations, because it can only happen if they're all married. And looks like then it's not going to happen in this game, which is good. They can get quite powerful. The Ottomans are a big powerhouse, although from the new patch they're kind of slightly weaker, but can still, after a little bit longer, reform themselves. Ooh, who's this? Ooh, a new piece, a new person. Is there any? Oh, this is a lot of land right here. Who's this? These are all places I believe existed previously. Byzantium has cores on all of this. Oh, this is Bulgarian. But here, this is all Byzantium. If I click on Byzantium and go to Diplo view, all this they have cores on, and they have some claims all around here. Mainly because, why is that pause? Prior to this, the Byzantium Empire, or the Byzantine Empire, stretched from like here, all around here, up here. It was basically the Western Roman Empire. But, you know, it's history. It's rare that can actually happen. In this, there's some provincial unrest in Crete. Why do I have unrest in Crete? Right, we'll just increase your autonomy. Basically, it keeps them quiet. Oh, wow, that's not nice. It was just a random bad event. Events happen. The Burgundian king dying is an event. My voice is kind of not very good at the moment because I only woke up a few hours ago and I haven't spoken much, so my voice hasn't had time to wake. Albania has accepted peace with the Ottomans. The Albanians have disappeared forever. Unless we get powerful enough that we can confidently take them. So let's unmothball our fleet, and we'll start transferring our army down to Dalmatia because we have a claim on Ragusa because of a mission. The Ragusans don't have an army, so this should be pretty easy once my troops actually get over there. They don't have any allies. A very easy target. Very easy target. 6 could probably do it, but I want all my army here. Well, all my current army, that is. I can get 5 more units. We'll wait after the war, just in case we suffer some losses. We will use our. We'll not use our leader as a general. That's a pretty terrible general. Let's get our guy back from France, and we'll just go ahead and declare war to wipe Ragusa off the face of Earth. Earth, welcome to it. Welcome to Earth. And pause, and we'll watch this battle happen. I'll try and explain the combat mechanics. So, the terrain we got is coastline, which means it's actually pretty good because we can reinforce from the sea if we need to. The battle's called Battle of Ragusa because we're fighting in Ragusa. We can't retreat until the 29th of November. This is our side and this is their side. The amount of troops we currently have in the battle on the year. The morale of our armies, which is what happens, that's how you win battles. You have to deplete the enemy's morale or troops. Morale goes quicker than troops though. Military tactics. We're at equal level right now. I have more morale because I have something called the Aristocrats. That's to do with guilds and stuff, I'll tell you later. Factions. Our discipline are the same. It's hard to get discipline modifiers. This is the rolling. It's all designed by a 10-sided dice. Rolling high is good, but leaders, like Giovanni Giustiani, can give modifiers to that. So he's giving me a +1 to fire, which means my roll is actually a 7 to his 9, which is bad, but my numbers are better than his. So he's got 3 guys, well, a row of 3. So he's got 2,000 men. So multiply this by 1,000, whatever the number is. So he's engaging me. His 3 are engaging this front lot here, but I'm flanking him with these cavalry on the outside. I've got some more backer regiments at the back. So that's basic combat. I just unpause the game and let me crush them there. See, we're taking so little losses, such low amounts of loss, that it was inevitable that we would win. Are we suffering unnecessary attrition? Yes. So this is sieging. I'm just sieging out, so I have a potential chance of taking this place. My current potential chance is -49% because I've just started the siege. You start at this way in the game. You start with a -49 or 42%, depending on the amount of troops. The modifiers, like we are blockading it right now, so we're getting a modifier. We should be getting a modifier for it being blockaded. Ah well, you get modifiers for having artillery. We don't have artillery yet. That's technology we haven't got. Siege currently takes 29 days, which is a really long time, but there's nothing much we can do. A breach walled modifier would be fantastic. A die roll of 14, it's all about die rolls this game. Die roll of 14 will cause breach walls, which gives us a +3 at siege, which means our siege, this thing here, the fort level, would go up by 1, so it'd increase our die modifier by 1, I believe. And we'll just let that tick away. In the meantime, we'll send our troops back to Venice. As the Pope graves claim on Ancona, he does. This is the papal state, by the way. The Pope is here. The Pope is hostile towards me at the moment. That's their opinion. We have gained enough money that we could become the defender of the Catholic faith. Would give us certain modifiers, like, well, first off, it costs us 500 ducats, and if we ever concede defeat from a battle, we will lose Defender of the Faith and have to rebuy it. But what it does, it gives us increased morale of armies, which increases our damage against enemy armies and how long we can last. Decreases our monthly war devotion, I'll explain that after the war. Increases our prestige, I'll explain that after the war. Papal influence is influence in the Holy See, which is, or the papacy, which controls the Holy See, which is a seat in the Vatican. It's kind of complicated and not really useful. All we need to know is we gain this amount of papal influence. That's how much, that's how much we have. We gain this much each year, and we can spend it on different things, like spend 100 of it to give us some money. It's a modifier based on your tax income, I believe. We could do it to give us some stability. I'll explain that at some point. Holy War, which would give us manpower. Again, I'll explain that after the war. This is a good one. It increases our trade power, like, just easily. It's probably one we go for the most. This gives us, again, I'll explain after the war. Interest. Interest is a terrible, terrible thing, as it is in real life. Basically, if we take out loans, our interest increases, which increases the cost of army. Well, it devalues our money, essentially, because interest gives inflation. So it devalues our money, which means we get less of it, and stuff costs more. So try to avoid loans as much as possible by building up a big reserve of cash. So we can also spend it to give us a papal legate on this. Oh, just gives us an advisor chance. The bonuses for becoming the papal controller, the seat of the papacy, I'll explain stability later. Diplomats, +1's good. We'll get an extra person to do things with. Again, I'll prestige later. Advisor costs is just more people who give you modifiers. They cost money a month. That would reduce their cost by 20%. Gives us more to choose from. It decreases our tech cost. Increases how many leaders we can have before we start paying monarch points, which are these here. And decreases our aggressive expansion. Also allows us to call for a crusade against people who aren't our religion. Actually, I'll leave these three here as like a force that just keeps the place in line, as we've just taken the white Ragusa off the face of the earth. We'll just call that, and we'll leave our troops over there. So we'll just increase this by a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Got to keep the armies balanced, because we can have 6. So, and one more soldier. We can only have 50% of the horses of the men. Form alliance with Switzerland, is that possible? That is very much possible. And Switzerland is a nice ally to have, really. We're in a good position. Improve relations with Ferrara. Nah. Conquer Cyprus, not really possible at this stage of the game. Cyprus is over here. Oh, truce is over with Milan, apparently. So, we will issue an embargo to them. And will the Ottomans? Yes. No, we still have a truce. Still have a truce. For another year. So, the Mamelukes, which are Egypt, essentially, have proclaimed the guarantee. Proclaimed a guarantee which guarantees the independence of Cyprus. So if I declare on Cyprus, the Mamluks can jump in and defend them. We're not going to do that ever. Try to keep very centralized over in Italy. Not be too overseas. We do start off with Crete, which is unfortunate, and Naxos and Corfu as vassals, which are basically people under us. Not sure how that happened. What's the spot limit here? Here, let's keep our troops not. That's a good one. I should have explained that event, sorry. Keep our troops off here, because what can happen